with an update on the Sasha Banks situation and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report for the 4th of July. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. One half of the Street Profits, Montez Ford, recently spoke to Wrestling Inc. and talked about his goal of winning the world title. If the draft happens, and we're forced to go our separate ways, we're definitely going to keep that support there. Keep bringing it 100%. I know as a kid, speaking for myself, I've always had dreams of being a WWE World Champion. That dream just never fades away, man. You know, when you're here, I feel like if you're not trying to be the guy or the team, then what are you here for? You know, besides the money. But still at the same time, like you want to create a legacy. It was previously reported by The Observer that there were some in WWE wanting to push Ford as a single star. So we'll have to see where this goes for him. Talking on Kurt Angle's podcast, AEW star Adam Cole spoke about how the Olympic gold medalist inspired him. Reading his book, hearing about all the training he would do, getting 5 hours of sleep, being involved in so many different clubs, and training twice a day. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to be this guy who works his tail off to get to his goals. At the end of the day, I knew that I wanted to be a pro wrestler, so I actually started wrestling in middle school and high school because of Kurt. With Adam Cole dealing with a torn labrum and now said to have suffered a serious concussion at Forbidden Door, he's currently out of action. Following his victory over Theory, US champion Bobby Lashley told BT Sport that there's more to accomplish. There's a lot. There's holding multiple titles. I haven't won a tag team title yet, so I still see that in my career. Winning the Royal Rumble, I see that in my career. Everybody's like, what if it doesn't happen this year? Then it's gonna happen next year. I'm so positive. I'm so positive that it'll make most people sick. But the more positivity that comes out of me, the more things like this happen, you know? These guys are cheering my name. Like, I beat somebody half my age right now. Theory is incredibly talented, incredibly athletic, incredibly gifted, has a bright future, and I'm out there fighting with him. So man, if nothing else, that's just a blessing. Every day is a blessing for me. Despite having success on the main roster, Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair told Wrestling Inc. that she'd be interested in returning to NXT. Yeah, I mean, I started at NXT. I mean, that was my home. I'm homegrown talent. That's where I learned everything. So I would always love to go and give back. I think what Natalya did when she went back to NXT was amazing. She's a legend in the game, and she always has so much, love and so many gems to give. I would love to be able to go back and get back to NXT, to step in the ring with them and get a little, homecoming welcome and step in the ring with some of the new talent. That would be fun. Former WWE star Nia Jax took to Twitter recently to call out a promotion, which had featured her on a poster for a meet and greet giveaway. I do not know why I am still on this poster, but I will repeat myself again. I will not be at the show. Please do not buy a ticket thinking you will see me perform or get a chance to meet me. I hate that this misleads people. Speaking of what culture, Miro explained why he signed a long-term deal with AEW, saying, I just told Tony Khan, now this is what we'll do. I'm going to be me. And because he's a great boss, he let me run with the ball. He gave me the ball and said, do what you've got to do. And I'm doing exactly that. He's not there. He's not telling me not to smile, not to look at the people, not to do this and that. He's given me a clean go, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I signed a multi-year deal, because he let me do all these opportunities. If it was the situation like before, that would have never happened. Over a month after his promo from Dynamite asking to be fired, MJF has not been seen on programming since. Speaking about AEW President Tony Khan's lack of comments on MJF at the most recent media scrum, Jim Cornette expressed concerns over this angle, saying, "Whenever someone has really tried to close up all the loopholes and the logic and make something really appear to be a shoot, the one thing that usually bites you in the ass is you either don't go away or don't go away for any length of time. That somehow the perpetrator of all these legit shoot incidents is still on the TV or allowed in the building or whatever. That is not the case here, but the flip side is that it could really cool off." Recalling her time in WWE shortly after starting out with The Godfather, former WWE Women's Champion Victoria told NBC Sports Boston, "I didn't realize where they used to get the girls from. They would get the girls, the entourage, from like strip clubs, from their local strip clubs and stuff like that to come out like, woo, get the crowd rowdy. They didn't know I was going to wrestling school. When I went to the locker room, I came back to the locker room after I was working in the ring, just grappling and stuff like that and introducing myself. I came back and my stuff was outside of the room. I was like, oh. And I was like, oh my gosh. And someone said, this is for contracted girls only. And I go, oh, okay. I didn't make eye contact and I just took my bag. I go, okay. I just signed a 3-year deal, but that's okay. I get dressed in the janitor's closet." Speaking on out of character about an idea she had for her WWE return at the end of last year, Alexa Bliss said, "It was a pitch that I pitched for a very long time. It was originally a different kind of therapy because I wanted to be taken away at Extreme Rules and then come back a different version of the dark Alexa character. Obviously things change and all that jazz. I had to have surgery, so we were like, oh, perfect. It's an amount of time to go away and give time for Extreme Rules to settle and come back with these therapy sessions. They were so much fun. Everyone knows I love acting and performing in that aspect. It's something I always feel creatively fulfilled in. For me, it was my creative outlet, having the most fun I can. It was so much fun. We have a good amount of creative control and Vince McMahon was super awesome. From what I've heard, he sat down for a few hours, wrote it all out, and took the vision and made it come to life. I wanted it to go even darker and deeper, and Jason Baker come out with a sketch and prototype of a different version of Lily, which would have been super cool. Obviously, with creative, things always change. I'm still holding on that this new version of Lily will come out one day. We'll see. Talking to Extra Demal, WWE Hall of Famer Rob Van Dam gave his reaction to Theory winning Money in the Bank. "I think if bets were placed, a lot of people would know that this is Theory's moment to shine. It seems like a lot of attention is on him. It seems like he's really earning that spotlight right now. So as far as that goes, it's kind of organic that he would end up winning even though there were a lot of surprises to get there. It's a good moment." Speaking of Theory's big win, Ringside News would report that he won the 2022 Money in the Bank match, but he was a late addition to the match, only in storyline. In reality, we were told that Theory was always slated to win the Money in the Bank match this year. Talking to BT Sport after his UFC middleweight title defense, Israel Adesanya was asked about possibly joining WWE. Definitely. That's something I'll try my hand at later on, just for fun. I'm not saying it's going to be a full-time job, but I'm definitely going to jump in WWE or something along that line, just for the entertainment factor. I grew up jumping off the couch, broke my arm doing Shooting Stars. When speaking to Sports Illustrated, Adesanya touched on his Undertaker-inspired entrance at the recent pay-per-view, saying, "That came to me last Tuesday. During my workouts with my team, I normally have WWE Attitude Era theme music playing, so this made sense for me. The whole UFC production helped bring my vision to life." On the Cheap Heat podcast, former WWE writer Brian Solomon recalled a time Vince McMahon got onto them for trying to impress the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer. "We wanted to do the greatest steel cage matches ever." And he goes, "Boy, you guys really need to take your hands out of Dave Meltzer's ass." I'm terrified, of course. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm like 30 years old, whatever it is. I'm just trying to feed my kids and this crazy billionaire and his whims. There would be other times when he'd be totally agreeable and nice and warm, talk to me about his family, his kids, his father, tell me these stories about when he was a kid and the things that he saw. On Insight with Chris Van Vliet, former WWE producer Road Dogg made it clear that he's open to working for AEW. I wanted to keep my relationship with WWE really good, even if I went somewhere else to work, which I'd love to do that. I'd love to work with promo guys backstage at AEW, because it's just new talent. Well, half of them are NXT talent I've worked with in the past, but I would love to do something challenging, you know what I mean? While we've seen photos of Sasha Banks getting treatments and hanging out with Bayley, there's not been much of an update regarding her situation. She's been suspended following her walkout over a month back with Naomi on Raw, as she could possibly be negotiating with AEW or could do so in the future. She's still listed on the roster page, yet a fan recently pointed out that on Instagram she does not follow WWE, but follows AEW president Tony Khan. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Have a happy 4th of July, and I'll see y'all later.